While everyone was focused on the Olympics in Beijing and what the Chinese were trying to hide, no one was paying attention to what was going on in California and what they were trying to hide in Los Angeles. They don't want the world who wants to watch the Super Bowl to see the reality of what California has become. This is a much bigger reveal than anything that happened in China. People have known for a long time what the Chinese were. But I don't think the world really knew that Los Angeles, California, Venice was such a basket case of homelessness. Over at the Florida Maquis Patreon channel, we teach about psychological operations. I'm sure most of you are thinking, yeah, you know what? That's right, Maquis. I never thought about that. That's the key. Most people only react these days. They only assess their emotions and then decide how they want to feel about something. If you'd like to not do that, for $1 a month, we can show you how. In fact, earlier this morning, we put up our most recent video, and I'll warn you, it's a shocker. It is not for the faint of heart. If you're someone who clutches their pearls and thinks they have the world already all figured out, it's probably not for you. For those of you who want to see things for what they are, join us. I think you would get a lot out of it. My personal opinion. See, there's something that's going to happen when the stock market collapses, when the real financial pain starts, and you start to mix in egos and ballistic weapons and stress and fear, and most importantly, the idea of 911 being a maybe. That's going to change the calculus for everyone. I'm sure a lot of folks are out there like, Florida Maquis, that's never going to happen to my group. We are way too Christian for that. We have gone to church every Sunday and we have tithed and we read our Bibles and we know what God has planned for us. Really? That's adorable. Bless your heart. How about we talk about 4 specific stories in the Bible? Samson and Delilah, Jezebel and Ahab, David and Bathsheba, and Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. 3 kings and the strongest man that ever lived. One described as a man after God's own heart. One man described as the wisest man who ever lived. Yet they all fell. They all had a weakness, like all men do. The only true weakness is not admitting you have it and addressing it. If these men could have been brought low, what of you? What of I? Some people have made their survival prepper plan based on events they saw in the series Jericho, which was a heavily sanitized series. They thought this would be the case. There'd be some giant nuclear attack, and they would have to survive on their beans and their bullets and their Band-Aids and their wits. They forget about one of the main plots in Jericho, how secrets get revealed and how it causes stress and it causes division and it causes strife. About a bartender and a town leader that were carrying on that nobody knew about, but these type of events tend to bring out things that are hidden in the woodwork, so to speak. I'm not saying you shouldn't have certain priorities in a survival situation. It's always a good idea to have a supply of food, a plan for shelter, water, this type of thing. But if you're not planning to prepare your mind and literally training your mind, you're done. You're toast. It's not going to be a bunch of shambling zombies that you have to worry about. So you go a couple of weeks, no air conditioning, rationed food, stale air, no internet, around the same people, under stress, wondering when it's all going to get back to normal, that's going to add up. It's going to add up, and it's going to add up, and you know what that's going to lead to? Priorities are going to start to change. See, it's real easy to be all moral and high and mighty when you've got everything you need and you know what's coming. Try going without all that for a couple of weeks and see if that doesn't change people's minds, if you would like to change your mind and get trained on how to do it. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, I was no super soldier. I was no SEAL or Delta operator. I was no door kicker. I wasn't a sniper. I wasn't anything like that. My job in the military, psychological operations, how the human mind works, how to influence things, how to persuade people to do the right thing, how to change events to influence outcomes. That was my job. And for $1 a month, I will read you in on what they trained us to do in the military and how you can add a new weapon to your arsenal that you'll take with you forever. You'll never run out of psychological bullets. Ever. It starts with 24 logical fallacies, 24 cognitive biases. Knowing these inside and out, there are 2 free websites that you can go to and you can read on these, and they show you example after example after example, and understanding these. See, it's already starting. It's already starting. There's an explosion in eastern Ukraine. There is currently a phone call going on between the man in the West Wing of the White House and the man in Moscow. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, and stock markets don't like insecurity. Neither will the oil markets. Gasoline's going to go through the roof, and when transportation costs go through the roof, inflation's going to follow, cost of food's going to follow. People are going to make runs on the banks, people are going to make runs on the grocery stores, runs on the gas station. It's all going to happen. It's just a matter of not if, but when. And there's a group of folks out there who have a head start on you in the shit hits the fan scenario. See, the shit for them hit the fan a long time ago. They've been living tents on sidewalks. And they've set up their own little black markets, their own little supply chains. And they're going to know how to get things. And they're going to know how to make things happen. See, they show images like this, but it doesn't tell the real story. See, those who've made the right decisions, who aren't homeless, who are trying to prepare for a situation where they're doing everything they can to not be, it's going to put them in kind of a position where different decisions are going to have to be made. And that's where things are going to go sideways. This is true everywhere this has occurred. It's not fun to talk about. It's not pretty. You don't need a YouTube video to tell you how to stockpile canned goods or toilet paper or cases of water. Nobody needs a YouTube video to show them how to do that. If you shelter in place, you're likely not going to necessarily need a whole lot of trauma training, medically speaking. But I would still highly advise getting trained in basic medical. But there is a type of training that everyone's going to need, and virtually nobody is talking about it. And the training is, how do I keep my mind right? How do I keep my mind right? That's the fundamental basis of all psychological operations training. You may think you have the ability to. You don't. We thought we had the ability to until we joined the military and found out that we didn't. They create situations in the military that are wildly unfair, wildly stressful, and wildly unpredictable just to find out how long it takes you to kick out of your thinking brain and into your emotional one. That's the whole purpose of it. Not knowing what's happening in the future. Things being unfair. Things being stressful. Fear. And then you have egos that get in the way. And it makes for a very nasty cocktail. And this is something that people need to be addressing right now. Sooner rather than later. We would love to have you. $1 per month. Less than that if you sign up for an entire year. It's like 3 pennies a day. And if it's not for you, fully refundable. I'll send you your dollar back. No questions asked. God bless you. I wish you luck. So everyone enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. But understand, even though you might think it's China that's hiding things, it's really California that's hiding things from the world. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.